Hi there. I used to live in Chennai, and my first trip to Delhi was by train. Second class, three tier, in fact, because that's all I could afford as a college student. It was grandly called the Grand Trunk Express, the train that I took, and it took 2 nights and 1 day to cover the distance. On the second evening of the journey, we reached Bhopal around 7:30 or 8 p.m. And a man got on with three of his daughters, in fact. He clearly didn't have a ticket for the reserved compartment, but the good Indians that we are, they made space for him and his daughters to squeeze out a little sitting space for everyone. I was lying up on the top berth reading a book, and then I got distracted when this guy started talking. He started telling stories and launched out on a literal religious discourse. His stories were so engaging that within a few minutes, people from the neighboring seats crowded around to listen to the man. It was fascinating to watch. It was like he had cast a spell on his audience. He'd been going on for about half an hour or so, and then the TT, the ticket checking guy, came around checking tickets. The man and his daughters didn't have valid tickets for the compartment, and the TT said quite firmly that he will have to get off at the next station or pay a hefty fine. He pleaded with him that it was late and already dark, and that he couldn't get off with his three girls at some strange station. The TT stood his ground. And then the most amazing thing happened. The passengers around him spoke up and said that they would accommodate the man and his girls, and that they would also pool in to pay whatever fine was due, which they did, to the complete amazement of the TT. And the man and his daughters shared berths with the other passengers, and they continued their journey happily to Delhi. It was one of my first experiences of the power of storytelling. How the man, who was a complete stranger just an hour earlier, connected with his co passengers so quickly, and to an extent where they empathized with his plight and were willing to pay his fine out of their pocket. There's been a ton of research, especially in the recent past, on the science and art of storytelling and its effect on people. But when I recall incidents like my train story, I'm convinced that we're just scratching the surface of the potency of stories and just beginning to understand how it works. For me, it borders on magic. Given how a good story can mesmerize your audience, hold the attention of the listener, alter their minds, and even transform behavior. Why isn't it used more in business, is what I wonder. Imagine unleashing its power in your presentations, in sales pitches, in meetings, and in your town hall speeches. Get in touch with me if you'd like to know more. I'll see you.